It is rare to find so much industry expertise all in one spot, right at your fingertips. The world of public adjusting and insurance claims can be a scary one. This changes now. That's why we built this podcast for you, where all the industry experts converge. Let us be your guide to education and personal growth. You're listening to Because Experience Matters, the show for public adjusters who want to up their game. Hosted by the 2021 Public Adjuster of the Year, Jack Hanks. How much money are you leaving on the table by not knowing all the approaches you can take to maximize the payouts to the insured and profits for your business? On this show, you will discover untapped strategies to become an unstoppable public adjuster and an effective advocate for your clients. In every episode, Jack brings on all the industry big dogs, including leading roofers, contractors, lawyers, accountants, and marketers. You'll access the insider scoop, real case studies, real obstacles, and actionable winning solutions. Let's jump in so that you can stop working hard and start working smart.
Because Experience Matters podcast, season number 2. I'm excited today. One of my favorite people in this industry, Amparo, is on today. And I met her about 3 or 4 years ago, right when you're getting started. And another guest we have today is our own ET, who works for us, who's actually my kid's college roommate who came aboard us about 6 months ago. So Latinos En Roofing is wonderful and a great action you guys are starting. And I'm so proud of you for all the stuff you've done. It's come so far so quick, which is great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what I do want to talk about though is I know your background and your history and how it's insane how you are where you are now, because you had a medical background in Mexico, right? Can you kind of go over that and kind of your beginnings, how it all started, and then let's just kind of transform into where it's going, man, So
yeah. Okay, I was studying for a nurse in Mexico, and I moved to USA, and I was a medical assistant here for so many years. But I don't know anything about construction, but I started learning when I met a lot of people on the clinic, and I help them. I see the struggling about the English and the technology because they don't know how to do the estimates, and I start doing my on the afternoons for free. I don't charge anything. I love to help them, because that way I start learning. When I see the potential on this business, that's how I started getting love with this business. And I just quit my job. Nobody believed me because I don't have a truck. I don't have a Hummer. I don't have anything and no knowledge. But I started learning with with my friends and my family. They are in construction, to my brother. And, on less than 6 months, I can buy my own truck. I start doing great because I like the computer. I love on my church, we do the postcards, and I use the same template to get in business. On that time, we don't have all of this technology that we have right now.
Yeah.
And I start using everything that I know, I'm using, and I start getting on remodeling. 2 years later, I started getting on the roofing business. We have a storm in Georgia. On that time, I was living in Georgia. And I started on 8 months. I started getting, after I started on roofing, 8 months later, I was working on a huge apartment complex. And that's what that's my struggling. That's where I am right now, helping the community. Because on that time, I don't have any supply, any manufacturer that can help me, because I lose my profit. I finished the project, $500,000, that was the $500,000 on this project, but I finished the project, but I don't have any money. I lose my profit. Why? Because on that time, I don't know you. I don't know any public adjusters. I don't know anything that can help me to supplement all of these OSB and all of this material. And I do the job good. I put all my warranties, my work, they trust me.
Right.
And my reputation, for me, that's really important. Because if I build a good reputation, I'm going to build good business, but I don't have money. I lose everything. On that time, I have to go what I'm going to do? I have to survive. And I started shop for a big companies, and I started doing that for so many years until I moved on to Texas on 2016. and I see a big potential on this business. And on 2017, I met you on my first SRC summit. I
Yeah.
met you there, and I take a lot of pictures. I love to,
You did.
and that's something that like me take a picture, because I know maybe I forgot you, but if I have a pictures of you and I start getting more friends on Facebook and I start know more people, and I learning a lot. For us on the Latinos, it's not only the Latinos. A lot of the companies are struggling getting on this roofing business or any type of business about knowledge. When I
Right.
start getting on these trainings, I know a lot of people like you. You a speaker. You speak a little bit about your knowledge about how you can help other companies, and that's what I start getting more and more involved. And I know this is a lot of time, and a lot of people, they ask me, what do you sell? What are you here? I was on every single event because I was so hungry, because
Mm.
I already lose a lot of money. I lose my business on 2010 because for knowledge. Now I want to start my business, but I want to gain knowledge. And after a few years, I know a lot of people in this industry that help me learning more, grow my business, because I love to chase in storms too.
Right.
And on these storms, I learned so much. But I see a lot of the or my community, they always asking me for help. And that's what I am right now, helping more people. And this is for me, I just start helping. Now we have events every month helping the Latinos, and every time we get more people from another cities, they need help. And I think so that's great. And this is a huge opportunity to have more people involved on these, getting more knowledge to the small companies. And it's not the small companies, because we have a training last week, and we have a companies, they do like $5 million and nobody know them.
Right.
No, they don't working with any supply. They don't have any rep. They can help them grow their business. I mean, so that's something that get them passion. That's what I am helping.
So when you lost your business, it wasn't because you just didn't know where to turn or how to grow it or what to do with it, right? You had this big,
Yeah.
Same thing. I get that. I mean, I was in construction way before I was a PA, and there was no training, there was no nothing. We just kind of winged it and tried to figure it out, and I kept getting my head pounded in the sand, right? So that's crazy. So you're when you lost everything, that's when you started trying to gain the knowledge back, right? It's a hard road. We all been there, right?
Oh my God, yeah. And they
Yeah.
take me so many years. They take me like 6 to 7 years, like that I was working on like subcontractor, but I learned a lot too.
Sure.
Every time I get an opportunity, I just jump in on the commercial. I learned to do the commercial, and I grow a lot the subcontractor side. But on my heart is always have my business back. But
Okay.
how I can start a business back if I don't gain knowledge, that I don't get the right people close to me?
So that's when it dawned on you that Latinos, I mean, we'll go over some stats in a second, Ben, but without the Latino community, ain't no roofs going on, or no construction is going to happen. I mean, it's literally that simple. I think we take that for granted. So
yeah, I mean, I think whenever you see a lot of roofing companies, and who do they hire? Latinos. That's who they hire. That's where the numbers come in that I'm gonna talk about later, because you start seeing this. Whenever you see like Latinos in this community, I feel like we're not very represented well, or misrepresented. Not that we aren't, but I think there's like a little threshold where we're not allowed to cross, or we're not allowed to get into. So people get stuck in this, roofing area. And I think that a lot of new ventures are about to start popping out with all these big businesses, all these Latinos that are coming in, especially with your company. I think it's going to be a big community coming together to kind of push the threshold of where we're able to be at and where we're not. And I think that's really important. And with the numbers, I can tell you guys, I mean, it makes sense, and that things are changing progressively, which is also really important. A lot of big businesses started popping up after COVID with Latino owners, entrepreneurs, lawyers increased, Latino lawyers increased in the last like 5 years. Professional industries, Latinos shot up by almost 10%. So you're starting to see this big transition of, construction, mining, any public service position where Latinos usually were at before. It's all starting to increase now, and that's what I like to see, because, like I said, they're pushing the threshold, and they're increasing their reach, which is really important for what you're doing, where you're giving all these people knowledge, and that's all people need to progress, that knowledge, and they're gonna just shoot into all these crazy avenues.
So this is a weird question because I'm a Midwest white kid, right? So we don't have it. Do you run into roadblocks? I mean, is that a thing? Like you just can't progress, or you don't know what? I guess it's more of you probably don't. The Hispanic community doesn't know what to do next, or doesn't know where to go to get the knowledge. That's what's missing? Is that what's missing in the?
I think so, because what I see on this community, maybe 98% they are bilingual. They speak English.
Sure.
Not the language. It's just the culture, because maybe they think they don't fit there. Maybe because I don't know if that's how their parents, just always told them, hey, you're different. I don't know why there's a kind of miscommunication with these Latinos. They're bilingual. That's what I told everyone. Hey, your English is perfect, because at the beginning, my English wasn't really good, but I don't care, because I know if you can understand.
Well, my English is horrible.
We're gonna make a business.
Right.
Yeah. If we can make a business, maybe we can. I can see a lot of people that use the American people. They use the translation, and they can make sales with the Latinos. Why the Latinos? They can use the translation. They translator, that way they can learn a little bit more or make a business. That's like something they don't feel comfortable. But now I see that 90% they are bilingual, and they came to these events because the culture, maybe they feel good. They know we're gonna bring more knowledge. And that's why they don't feel like, okay, where they can help me. They don't know where to start, and now that's something that the supplies, the manufacturers, they start getting more involved. That's where the people buy the material. That's how we can grow. And now all of these type of events, we just passed the SRC, and we don't see a lot of Latinos. Why? I don't know why. I just put the invitation. I just talk with a lot of people. Hey, let's go to these events. I don't know why they don't go to these type of events.
I don't know either. I mean, it's because, once again, the Hispanic community in roofing especially is the backbone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was a contractor, our Hispanic crews they ran circles. They're hard work and honest and loyal and all the great attributes, like ET, for instance. This kid is as loyal and as hardworking as they come, and I think it's a fault of our society that we don't enhance and promote and get behind that. Because if you can imagine what we would if we would all kind of just group together and push this stuff, how great it would be. Everybody right across the board.
Well, I think that's what Amparo said. Like maybe we're like, for me personally, I'm comfortable in any environment, but I could see where a Latino could be like, oh, this is not the environment that I'm used to. Right. I could see it that way, or maybe I could see it as maybe they're just more comfortable going to a Latinos En Roofing conference where, like obviously they're surrounded around other like-minded Latinos, entrepreneurs, whatever, roofers, whatever the case might be. If you're, for Latinos especially, when we're around, each other, it's a little bit more having fun. Obviously we do our business, we get everything done, but we have fun, we dance, we eat good food, we do all these things. And I think that's a little bit more exciting than SRC. I've never been there, so I can't say, but I think it's just a different culture and environment. And I think that's why it's important what you're doing, Amparo, because you're creating that environment right before us, which is really important, where you can have all these Latinos that might not be comfortable at SRC or SVG, whatever the case, whatever summit it is, but you're slowly integrating them in that environment where there's all these major players, where they were able to interact and communicate with slowly when they started Latinos En Roofing and then make their way into something way bigger. I think that's really cool, and it's awesome. That's why I wanted to talk to you so much, because this is a great opportunity for everybody, that they can see, hey, we have avenues this way, avenues that way. If you want to get slowly introduced to these avenues, Latinos En Roofing is a great position to kind of branch out and go whichever way.
You see, do you have those stats you brought into the living room yesterday? Yeah. You go over those real quick. And I was blown away by the ratios, how they dwindle the hierarchy. It's perplexing to me. E.T., go ahead.
Yeah. So everybody get prepared. This is crazy. So this is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So this is an government organization. So these are real numbers that they pulled from the 2014 census. In 2014, there are 37.8% in the United States. There are 37.8% Latinos in this country. as we speak, or in 2014. 17.4% of those Latinos are employed. So the other half of that number, unemployed or undocumented. That's a big number, a really big gap. So 6.5% of Latinos are in STEM. So anything science related, which is also a really small number. In 2013, that went up to 9%.
So it's 6% of the 100%, correct? Not
6% out of the 100% of Latinos are in STEM. So in 2013, that number jumped up to 9%. 3% out of that STEM number work for major tech companies like Google, Twitter, Facebook, all those major tech companies. In construction, 27.3% of all employees in construction are Latinos. It's a big number. So 23.1% work in agriculture, forestry, and hunting. 23.3% work in leisure and hospitality. 18.6% work in mining, which also includes oil and gas. Other services, which they didn't specify, was 19.0%. The total service industry, so all those numbers that I just said, 16.1%, and there's also other careers. Now, this is where it gets a little bit sad. Only 1.6% of Latinos work in business. So any entrepreneur, any business owner, CEO, management position, professional management, only 1%, 1.6% of Latinos work in that field. So already out of the 17.4% that are employed, only 1.6% are in professional settings. And then that number dwindles even more based off of age and gender. So yeah, I got some more. So we pay on average $15,000 more than our bachelor's for a master's, which is really weird. That's a really weird
that's the one that blew me away. Like, why? I don't know why Hispanic colleges or Hispanic students have to pay more.
Yeah, it's really weird. But that's the number that they gave. In 2012, only 2.4 million Latinos were enrolled in college. So that number right there is, and that's in the US, only 2.4 million Latinos in 2012. Our highest earning career is pharmacy. And I think these numbers are really important because once you start kind of putting it together in the position that I'm in, that you're in, Amparo, and a lot of, some other roofers and roofer business owners, when you start adding those numbers up, it's such a small percent, like a small percent of the number that, we dominate in terms of numbers of who's working, who's the backbone, who's, doing all the work, who's, involved in everything. Latinos are well above every other group. I mean, and it's not even meant to be a competition, but when I say we're underrepresented by showing only 1.6% of Latinos are in professional positions, management, CEOs, business owners, only 1.6%, that's a really big deal because we're more of the working class than the CEOs, and that number right there is really sad to see.
So I guess it is sad to see, and I was shocked and disappointed in our country, number one, but on the flip side of that, the good news is I think it's getting better. I mean, we have a long way to go, but Amparo, what you're doing with the Latinos in Roofing is it's blossomed into something amazing. So congratulations. But number two, I mean, the growth is exponential. It's out of control, right? I mean,
it is
in a great way, right?
When did you guys start?
I started on April, was the first one on April last year. We have just less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think I listen what he say, and the thing is the mindset is the difference. Is the mindset, because when we start a business like Latinos, when I see my daughter, she's in college, she's gonna graduate this year, just 4 more months, and she's gonna finish the college. I see the big difference, but I'm thinking our parents has a big role on our lives because the mindset is different. Maybe the next generation is gonna be different, but I see the same problem on the college because we don't see all the kids finish the school and jump to the college because the mindset. I'm thinking so we start getting change the mindset, the business, our kids gonna have a better life too. but everything is on the mindset. We working a lot on these Latinos and roofing. They can change their mindset. That way they can think on the small companies. They can think on big companies. That's what we bring, all of this knowledge and all of these people like you, like lawyers, public adjuster, marketing, everything they can bring a little bit to this community. My goal for this year is working with all of these Latinos, and they can be involved on all of these type of events. Like we have a lot of events coming this year. If we bring more people, they're gonna feel more comfortable, and I think so we're gonna start see more Latinos on all of these events. On the IRE, we have the IRE next month too. We're gonna try to do something really good. That way we can take the attention for the Latinos, and maybe we can throw up a good party like Latino style. That way the people they're gonna feel comfortable, because we like parties.
Yeah.
On the good way.
Latinos like to have fun, Jack. Latinos are
I get it.
Crazy. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like those numbers, when you think about it, I mean, between each different ethnicity within the Latino community, obviously, like, Mexicano, Puerto Rican, Dominican, I mean, the numbers, even they give you a whole list of who's even more employed than, I mean, the numbers are so fascinating. When you look at South America, those numbers are even lower than, other Latino communities, which is even crazier, because when Dominicans, Cubans, I mean, we're all Latinos, but the fact that numbers dwindle and they get even worse based off of your geographical area, like that right there, it gets even crazier. But I mean, I think that, yeah, I do agree. For me, one thing I can relate to the community, when you're that mind change, like the new mentality, one way for me that I can relate to that is my mom always, single mother, only child. So, I mean, my mom always raised me to be just forward thinking, always think ahead, always, don't stop somewhere where you're comfortable. Don't just get complacent and just sit in this one position. Always think about the next move. Always think about what's the next step. What can I do now to get better? And that's, I think, the mentality that a lot of these new generational Latinos that are, my age, they're thinking, they're like, okay, what's the next step? How can we progress? And that old mentality is starting to switch. So I think it's really good, because a lot of us are, a lot of Latinos are starting to kind of just get more progressive. I think that old mentality from, like our parents, like my mom's parents, that old school mentality is, starting to go. So I think it's really good that there's a lot more open areas for us to kind of venture into, like lawyers. I'm seeing a lot more Latino lawyers, which is really important. I think it's really good. I'm seeing a lot more CEOs, like I said, during 2020, during COVID, a lot more Latino entrepreneurs started popping up. So, it's a slow process. It's slow building, but I think it's going to blossom into something beautiful, because, you're going to have this great community that's basically running these companies like yourself, Amparo. So, I mean, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, but I'm that's what I see. Their parents make a big role on the community. Like for me, my parents, I have 3 more brothers, and I was the little one. And everything that I do, they always say, "Oh my God, you're the best. You're good. You're gonna do better the next time." And every time they just was behind me, is still behind me. Every time that I do anything, they always be there, like push me. Hey, yes, you're doing great. Oh my God, you're doing amazing. Every time, they made me feel comfortable. And that's what I do with my kids, but that's something on the mindset. If we can help these new roofer owners, I just figure out the same way my parents did it with me. Like they will say, "Oh my God, good job. You start getting more business. They start getting more knowledge." If you make them feel good, they can ask you more about how they can grow in the other companies. They can help grow their business. The people, they have so much hungry of knowledge. It's like, oh my God, I just make an event with a week before, and we have like 35. I just get a small hotel space because we just think, that was so quickly. We can have maybe 25, 30 people, and we have to say, hey, we have a room just for 25, 30 people. We start getting 5 more chairs around, because they really want to do another event. A lot of people, they say, "Oh my God, can I go the next one? When is the next one?" It's not only New Jersey, Dallas, California. They need so much help. And it's no, I went to Best of Success on December, and we was talking about the Latino community, how we're struggling. And a lot of people, they say, hey, it's not just the Latinos. We struggle with insurance. We don't know anything about the insurance. We're still learning how we can get better sales team, how we can train in our people. And it's not just the Latinos, it's in general. And I
Well,
think we are getting more involved right now. And a lot of, a lot of these events, they get more people. And that's what I try to do. Get on my Latinos, bring to these other events too.
well, the lack of training across the board is appalling to me. When I became a public adjuster, there was no training. It was like, here's a business card, here's your license, go figure it out. And then that's how, we're dealing with people's, biggest asset, their businesses and their homes, right? And that's quite the undertaking and task. And roofing as well, you're dealing with a large component with a lot of zeros, and that needs to be handled with kid gloves. And the problem is, not many people run a business, right? They're a great roofer, or they're a great whatever. They're not a great businessman. And that seems to be a problem across the board, not just for public adjusters, but for roofers and drywallers and painters and everybody. It's just, we don't handle our businesses very well, and we end up falling flat on our faces a lot. And, we're trying to, on our end, we're trying to teach better business practices and be, we're trying to run a business that's a public adjusting firm, not a public adjusting firm in business, right? It's like you said, the mindset is the hard part. And I can only imagine being a Latino in this industry. I mean, I know a few Latino public adjusters, but there's a need for probably 150 more today, right? And thank God ET's taking his tester pretty quick. So
yeah, and that's right. That's something that we need to learn. And that's what we try to figure out, how we can bring a better business plan for them too, because we have to teach them, hey, this is the great opportunity. You're already in this business. You're already making sales. You're already making install roofing. They are in their business. How they can be better, and take all of these opportunities. Like you can, if you're good selling, just push selling. You don't have to worry about the supplement. You don't have to be worried about getting fight with the insurance. That's how I call it. Get the other people involved in your business. That way you don't get so much stress. That's one of my problems. I want to do everything because something so I can do by myself everything, and I lose so much time. I don't want to do any office now because they take me so much time. I don't want to do it. Well, I have to have somebody can help me. I don't want to deal with the insurance. Well, just have somebody there doing every single day. They have more knowledge about how they can get better claims. That's something we have to teach them, and they don't have to lose time learning something. They're never gonna be good. That they're good on something, but we have to development where they are good.
So when you the Latino and roofing thing, did it just dawn on you to start this? Because I didn't see much. It happened so damn quick. What was besides the organization and needing it, what was the first, was there a moment in time like, I just need to do this, and you just jumped on board and started doing it? Or?
On March, I was working in New Orleans. And
Yep.
on March, I have like 10 phone calls. I was decided, I'm not gonna work out of state. I'm going back to Dallas, work on my business again in Dallas, because we've been chasing a storm to lose a lot of business on your own city. And that was my plan, back to Dallas. And I just started talking like with other friends, say, hey, on 1 week, I received 10 phone calls from different friends. They need help with a customer, with the insurance. They send me the insurance estimate. That way I can help them if they pay good. And I was driving back home with my daughter and I say, oh my God, if I'm going back to Dallas, how I can do my business, helping 10 different companies with different points that let me do a coffee table. Once a month, we can go, I pay for the lunch. We can have a nice restaurant. They have a private room, and we can help them once a month. That way I can focus on my business.
Right.
And that's how I start planning this one. Just once a month, coffee table, maybe 5, 10 people. I received the phone calls that was from Dallas. And I just start calling, say, hey, let's do this day a coffee table. And I have another girl, she helped me with my marketing on that time. And I told her about this event, what we can do. So she told me, yes, we can help you. Okay. And about 2 weeks later, we was talking like that. And 1 week before the April 23rd, I just called her. That was on Sunday. Hey, are you ready for the next weekend? So she said, what? What happened? Said, we have the event. She told me, you never told me. Said, but I already have on my schedule. We're going to do it. And we planning everything on 1 week because I was driving back home, and I started receiving phone calls for the other friends. Hey, can I invite my friend? Okay, that's fine. And my daughter was making the list, and their friend called me. Hey, my husband, I don't know anything about the business. Can I bring my husband? Oh, okay. I tried to do like more for women at the beginning.
Yeah.
So one husband, it's okay. Their husband bring their other friend. Their friend bring their salespeople. And I'll say, oh my God, that's fine. 10 people, 20 people. When I started see my list was 30 people, I started like nervous, scared. What I'm doing? That I'm doing something wrong. I was like feel so many emotions. And I just say, let's do it. Let's do it. And I call my other friends, say, hey, I have a good problem. The restaurant, they don't have enough space. What I can do is use my space. You just pay for that one and that's it. Say, okay. And we have on 2 days later, I find the new place. We get a like catering because I like to eat good. If any conference, I like good food. That way you can feel better. And I get the food ready, the new space, because we have to switch everything. And we have on our first coffee table 45 owners.
Wow.
When we received 45 owners, we like, oh my God, what happened?
Wow.
And they told me, when is the next one? I said, well, next month.
Right. Yeah.
My daughters start complaining, like, Mom, what are you doing? Are you going to start doing this? Just do once a year. I say, no. If we get knowledge, we need to do every day. That way we learn. If no, it's no way to do nothing. And the next day, that was Saturday, the Sunday, I started receiving phone calls from different other companies like, hey, what are you doing? Because I start posting. I love pictures. I take a lot of videos. We post a lot of pictures. And people say, like, what are you doing? We should do like network, learning a little bit, bring more knowledge to the community. And we start getting more people involved every time. On our second event, we have 75 people. We have to do a week. And on the third one, we have 95 people.
Wow.
And on the third one, we have people from Chicago, New Jersey, Miami, Orlando. We start getting people from Arizona. And like, something's happened here. That changed everything. On these 3 events, these 3 months, we get almost, I wake up in the morning, 7, 8. I have to have my breakfast early because after that, we receive so many phone calls. I was sitting on my table almost all day. My daughter cooked for me and she went and pick up the baby because I was so busy with the phone. I received so many phone calls everywhere, a lot of different states. Hey, what are you doing? And I have to explain what I'm doing. Why? A lot of people, they asking, why? Why are you helping other roofers? That was the big question that I say, why? That's your competition. Say, what? First, I love what I'm doing. If I can help somebody grow their business, get better life for their kids, for me, that's amazing. And if I help my competition, what you say, there, I don't feel my competition because I see if you like Latinos, we're working so hard to get a customer. We get a customer, do the inspections, we help them with a claim. And what happened when they receive the check? They want to go with different person. They don't know anything about insurance, but they want to just make like extra $100 extra and do their job. If I teach these people, they don't know how to run this roofing business, they're not going to be my competition. We're going to be the same. We're going to get the same knowledge and we don't going to do less. We're going to do the same. And if they have better business, maybe they don't have a business. Maybe they can start register their business. Maybe they can have, do everything what they have to do to learn and make a business for their kids, their family. That's amazing. And on my second event, I was exactly on this room. I was making phone calls and call more people, more vendors. And I'm not going to say the names, but I was like crying. And I was like crying because I don't sell anything. I don't sell products. I don't sell nothing. I just are a normal roofer. When I call them, say, hey, I have my second event. We're going to have these much people. They ready to register. It's free. I don't charge anything, but I have to pay for the venue. I have to pay for the food. I have to pay a lot of things. When you throw like these type of meetings, network,
So there's no, you still don't charge for this?
Right now, yes, we charge now. But at the first 3 events, we don't charge anything.
What do you charge now? It can't be a lot, is it?
No, we charge normal, like. But at the beginnings, and let me just tell you the little story that's really amazing. That's how it changed my life. And I received phone calls. They told me, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can help you." I feel like what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't sell anything. I'm gonna call, cancel, and no more events because I lose a lot of money every time. I'm gonna lose a lot of money. And I waste my time if nobody cares. Because if I try to get all of these vendors close to the Latinos because this is a good market. They can help me. I start crying. And I was close to call the other say, hey, we're gonna cancel.
Right.
It's gonna be it's almost $2,000 for the venue, plus the food, plus all of these coffee, water, it's a lot of money. I'm gonna cancel. No more events because nobody cares. And I received a phone call. I always told Jessica, she's from Tennessee. Weeks before, she told me, hey, I'm so excited. I want to learn this business. And I told her, Jessica, I'm going to find a sponsor for you. That way, because I know she needed. But if she doesn't have the money at that time, say, don't worry. I'm going to find a sponsor. Because I think when I'm doing something the other business, they care. She called me on that time, exactly on that time. And I was close to say, hey, Jessica, we're going to cancel. Don't worry. I don't have a sponsor for you. I don't have a sponsor for my event. Just forget it. No more trainings. She was so excited saying, Amparo, my husband gave me the money. We just finished a job. He gave me the money. I already buy the ticket. I'm going the same day and I'm back the same day. And he gave me the money. Don't worry about getting me some money for somebody else. I already have the money. I was like, oh my God, I stopped crying and I was thinking of me. Like, oh my God, I remember when I started the business and I lost everything because I don't know anything about the insurance. And I had to sacrifice my kids. I remember 1 week, I was run without electricity because I have the money. If I pay the electricity, I don't have the money to buy the workers' comp and general liability. That way I can start back to work. And I have to make I have to make a lot of sacrifice. And I think maybe she doesn't have the money to pay the rent. Maybe she doesn't have the money to pay the car insurance. If she put the money to come and learn on this training, that's going to be on me. Next, this event, I'm going to put my car and I'm going to, if nobody help me, that's fine. I'm going to do it. And one day, a lot of people, they will see it. This is not wasting their time. This is something the Latinos, we needed. And this time, I don't know why God chose me. If I'm not the right person, I'm here. I'm going to do it. And I just clean my face. And I start making a phone call, say, hey, let's go. Let's ready. And we make a huge, huge event. We have so much growing every time. But on that time, they changed my life. Say, if nobody can help me, good. If not, here's my business card. Here is I'm sorry, not my business card, my credit card, because that's what I'm working. I'm working this is my passion. This is what I'm doing. Right. This is like a business, like investment. And after that, we went to Orlando, we went to Georgia, we came back to Dallas, we went to Miami. And this is amazing when you see the new people, the people that came in May, and they're growing a lot. One of these roofer owners came in May with 2-3 sales. Now he has 10 salespeople because he learned the heart of the roof is the insurance process. How you can get a good claim if they don't know how to take pictures. These roofers, they don't know anything about taking pictures. We start from the bottom. How they can have all the documentation, how they can take a good pictures, how they can do the inspections. That way, if the insurance doesn't pay, okay, send to the public adjuster. Then if you have all of this information, that's something what we learned. That's something that I needed on that time, and that's why I have so much passion on what I'm doing.
Crazy.
It's,
are you fired up?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting because, you know, you can kind of see the passion there. I mean, you're essentially building an ecosystem of people that you feel more comfortable around. I mean, and that ecosystem is, you know, it has tiers, it has people that have knowledge, people that have some knowledge, and people that have no knowledge, and they're going to keep progressing. It's stages. I mean, when you're going to have an ecosystem of eventually there's going to be big time lawyers, there's going to be public adjusters, there's going to be, you know, roofers, mitigation, there's going to be even insurance people. I mean, for Jack, you know, he does his Pinot by the pool thing, and there's even guys from insurance companies that come in and try to find that knowledge from Jack. So I mean, that you know, when you have both sides included, I mean, obviously for right now, however you have your plan going, that's your plan. So, but you know, eventually it's going to get to a point where everybody's going to be like, wait, well, what's all this noise over here? You know, they're going to be like, what's going on with this group? And they're going to want in. And it's just a great ecosystem to have, especially with people that you feel comfortable. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, if there's a whole, you know, group of Latinos that are over here, you know, like having fun, and you know, that ecosystem is, I want to be connected to that ecosystem as well. I'm not saying that I'm limited to one ecosystem, but that's just how it works for me. If I have Latinos over here that I need help, I'm gonna go to them. If I have people on this different area, I'm going to them. If I, you know, that's the beauty of an ecosystem. Different ecosystems, and you know, they connect. So now, you know, you have one platform that connects with another one. You have an even bigger ecosystem because you're able to contact these people, say, hey, I need help with this. I need a lawyer that can handle this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, boom, here you go. You know, that's going to be the beauty of Latinos in Roofing. I think it's really cool, and I'm excited, and I'm happy for you that it's, you know, it's going the way you are. Because one of the reasons why I wanted to tell you this, Amparo, my mom is also you know, she runs her own, you know, not runs her own company, but she works for the government in a director position. So she's in charge of all these people. She tries to help everybody. So that's kind of cool that you're doing it, because I can see some similarities between my mother and yourself. So it's really cool, and it's I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah.
I love the passion.
And the difference is when you do something with that passion, that's what I'm doing. That changed my life now. Latinos en Roofing changed my life, because I never think to doing what I'm doing now. I remember years ago when I was on the SBG, I told my daughters, one day I'm going to be, when they was in New Orleans, because I bring my family with me. And I told my daughter, one day I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to be on that stage. And she told me, one day, sure, you can do it. Say, I'm going to learn in better English. That way I can have a good presentation. But one day, like 3 years later, 2 years later. Yeah, 2 years later, I started doing this. But I never have a plan. I never make a business plan. Oh, let me start this business. Everything start from scratch. Everything start from nothing. And now they changed my life, because now it's it's like a business. I'm a speaker for GAF. Now, Roofing Contractor Magazine, they're going to start working really close with us too, because this is a great opportunity for Latinos too. If the other companies like Roofing Contractor Magazine, we're going to have a little space on their magazine about talking about Latinos. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I saw, I can't remember the guy, but there was a Latino podcaster. I can't remember his name, but he has like a crazy mustache. But
Alan is from GAF.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I saw that. I watched one of your podcasts with him, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, because you know, I think the bigger the platform, the bigger the noise. So you know, more people know, it's gonna get even bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think I'm excited. I'm really excited. So you know, I'm glad that you know we get to talk and you know, listen to your story, and it's really cool.
So Amparo, how do we and ET specifically get more involved in this thing? Because I mean, you can see he has a passion, right? And so the cool thing about ET and the other kids that work here is they actually give a damn about the clients and about the claims and about help. It's all about helping. And so we called ET to come to work here. That kid has a huge heart, right? And I'll take that over a 4.0 GPA all day. The 4.0 kids are working for us, right? Okay. So the passion thing is what it's all about. And you guys, you can feel on the call here, how does ET get involved? Give us some advice to kind of move his career along and get and be part of this thing, because I think number one, I feel we need to give back to our community as well. And number two, I think it'd be nothing but phenomenal for him to learn as well, to get more involved.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to one of the events, we're gonna have like Latinos. We have last week we just have like a mastermind insurance training on Connecticut last week, but on the 25th we're going back with the Latinos En Roofing. That's where we're gonna throw the same what we did it last year, the Latinos En Roofing. We're gonna be speakers. We're gonna have a lot more vendors. If you are there for the first time, you will feel in love with all of these people, because you're there. You see, it's completely different, because you already went to so many trainings, so many conference, different platforms. But when you're with the Latinos, you see there looks like we are like a kids learning, because we enjoy learning, and you see their faces. They're so happy because they learned something they're gonna start doing on their business. They think we're gonna grow. That's how you see, and you get the big impact when you are there. On February 21st, no, 25th, we will be in Water Bay, Connecticut. He can come, and he will see.
It's probably too cold in Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut. Oh, when are you guys? Yeah, whenever you guys have something a little bit warmer, like Dallas, Miami, that's a little bit more. No, but yeah, I mean, I'll any event, if I'm in the area, or if I can make it to it, 100% I'll go. Like gladly, I do not mind going.
No, you have to come to this one. You have to come to this one.
The Connecticut
one at SVG too, Amparo?
Yeah, I will be there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be there too. Are you gonna do something at that time too, you think, probably, or?
I'm sorry?
Are you gonna have an event near SVG when that's going on, or just gonna show up?
I'm gonna show up, but maybe I'm gonna throw something for Latinos.
Right, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, and this is going to be a good opportunity, because it's going to be a lot of Latinos, a lot of people over there. It's a good opportunity to do something there.
Yeah, plus it's Florida and it's warm. It's not Connecticut. So
we just went. That was here in Dallas. We have the ice storm here in Dallas, and I have to help my neighbors help me to clean. That way we can get out from my house, and we drove from Dallas to Houston. That way I can flow from Houston to New York, because here was canceled all the planes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do a little sacrifice, but that's worth it. I was so happy to do that. But over there, that was so frozen. That was negative.
No, I like the warm.
But it's a good experience, and I bring my kids with me too, because I don't want to let the little ones here, and my daughter, because if something happened, they lose the electricity, I'm gonna be so scared over there. Say, let's go. I take the whole family to this trip, to this network.
That's fun. Very cool. Amparo, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. You are generally one of my favorite, nicest people in this industry, and we need about 5,000 more of you. You're always genuine and warm and hug, and your bright, shiny face at these events is always.
And I'm always take a picture. So let's take a picture.
You always take a selfie with me. Yeah.
Selfies.
Yeah. So no, it's cool, and the cool part is you're very genuine about it. There's no BS or there's no agenda. It's you can feel the warmth and the caring, and you're there to, number one, learn, and then number two, take that and pass that torch along, man. That's what. Because that's what it's all about. It's improving the industry as a whole and individuals, and it's quite the undertaking, because there is so much crap and drama and BS and hardships, and it's a hard. Dude, roofing is hard. Roofing is hard. Oh my! Even when it goes well, it's hard, right? So, what you're doing is phenomenal, and I commend you, and I'm so proud, and I'm so happy to have ET aboard, and we're gonna get his butt involved in this thing. To be an advocate for, there's not a lot of great Hispanic public adjusters. He'll be the next one, I guarantee it. So we're taking him under our wing and giving him all the stuff to do. He's learned a lot in the last 6 months. I'd say we've run his ass ragged. So
I'm bilingual as well, so I can communicate very well. So I'm good.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, this is kind of like free speech mode. So if you have any questions for me, Amparo, anything you want to know, or Jag, shoot away.
Yeah. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have you, because I know Jack for so long, And I know he has a lot of knowledge, and he's one of the best great PAs nationwide.
I think I am anyway. That's the problem. So
I mean, I can't say it enough. I told Jack every Sunday, thank you for all the help that he's kind of given me and provided for me. I mean, even my mom knows, she feels it as well, you know. So I think it's Jack is one of those one of the few public adjusters or people in this industry that I've met that I can easily say that I trust them, and I treat him like family. And any person that's connected to me, that's a part of that family, I have a lot of respect and loyalty for. And Jack's one of those people. I've known him for a couple of years, and he's always given me, love, and he's always treated me like family. So it's kind of, it goes both ways. And I will say I'm very thankful for Jack for this opportunity. With the career and the job and everything that he's doing for me. And, he's not just doing it for me, he's doing it for my family. I don't get very sentimental all the time and all that stuff, but what I will say, that's one of the things that I will say, anything that I work hard for is going to go to my family as well. So I can't stress enough how thankful I am for it, and thankful for the opportunities I got and all the things that I have currently, anything in the future, I'm very grateful for. So, Jack, thank you so much for real.
we do. I mean, so Amparo, ET stays with us when he's in town because him and my son are very good friends. So we have dinner, and right when we finish dinner, I'm like, boys, what did you learn today? And if they say nothing, I failed that day. So I try to be very poignant and make sure that even something very small comes across, that we got a little bit better every day. We don't need to have huge strides every day, but as long as we're just one little nugget, dude, or one little email, or one little thing that dawned on them to make them, number one, better people and better in the community and better adjusters and better business people. That's what it's all about. And I think we're batting about 950, so we're not doing too bad. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, they're too tired to talk to me, but we try to make sure we're advancing these kids, because I'm getting up there and I'm not going to be around much longer. I got about 5 years of this. I want to play some golf. That's going to be it. So I want these kids.
We have you for 5 more years. That's great.
Yeah, that's about right. I'll be 60 and I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to play golf and let the boys run the thing, and I'll be on the beach somewhere calling in and still going to the events. But eventually, there's some other stuff we're working on in the background here that I have a passion like you do about. And, I'm all about, not to be braggadocious, but when I won that PA of the Year thing last year at SVG, I remember I was driving through this coffee shop up here a couple of days afterwards, like 5 a.m. And it dawned on me, like, man, I have a voice and a platform now that it's not about me anymore. It's about us. Mm-hmm. And we need to do better as industry or insurance restoration people to do the right thing all the time. And I think we take that too lightly. And what you're doing as well, you're trying to bring up the whole community, man. It's a lot of heavy lifting, but I tell you what, the rewards, there's really not a day or text or a night that goes by. I get a text from another PA and, hey, thanks for the advice. This meant the world. And that's what it's all about, man. It's like just giving all this stuff I have crammed in here, try to get it out and makes it, like I said, if we just get that much better every day as a group, that's off. That's what it's all about, right? Yeah.
And when you help others grow, you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a much better individual now than I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. Because you give, you get 1,000 things back. It's insanity. Mm-hmm. It's so much more fun that way than being a self-absorbed businessman, only caring about the bottom dollar. When you start growing as an individual and start helping other people, man, it's so much more fun. And I'd rather go do a bunch of trainings and sit and do estimates all day. I'd rather just, it's much more self-fulfilling, I feel. So, and what you're doing, it's the same thing, right? This is your passion. You can tell, like, you're done
and
with
now this passion helped me a lot to grow, and they bring me a lot of opportunities. Now I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I still like my business. I don't want to steal my business, but this is my passion. This is my heart.
Yeah, I 100%. I get that, Amparo. You can feel it too, so. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So how do people get involved? How do they get a hold of you? Is there a website? Is there a phone number, emails? Get it out there for us.
We have our email, like LatinosEnRoofing@gmail.com or LatinosEnRoofing.com. And they can use my phone number. That's easy. 469-536-7979.
There you go. Well,
And
by
just-
all means, go ahead, ET.
I was gonna say forewarning. So I went to I did do some research. Latinos en Roofing is in Español. So if you don't know Spanish, be prepared.
Oh, and they can follow us on our Facebook page and Instagram, Latinos En Roofing. We have a lot of information there. We post a lot of pictures, videos, and a lot of good contents there.
That's amazing. I mean, Amparo, thank you so much for all this. I mean, you mean the world to me, and what you're doing is so special. And the world needs about 5,000 more of you. Really.
No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's been great. ET, anything you want to say to wrap it up? Thank you.
Thank you, Amparo. I do want to say thank you I really appreciate you coming on here. I'm excited to go to any event, be a part of anything. If you need me, just get a hold of me through Facebook, whatever, phone number, business card, Jack. So if you need any help with anything, shoot us a call, for real.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you
guys.
for everything.
This has been Because Experience Matters podcast, season number 2. We appreciate it. We're on Spotify, we're on Amazon, we're on Apple iTunes. I will tag you guys when this comes out, and we'll get some good airplay for you guys. We're on YouTube as well. Thanks for getting the message out, and you guys are phenomenal. I love you both.
Thank you.
See you next
Bye-bye.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Because Experience Matters podcast. That's all for today's show. If you want to learn more or work with Jack in person, visit www.thejackhanks.com. Oh, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify to continue to grow the podcast and change the industry.